Hi, I'm Kelly from That's So Gay Live, and this is going to be a little bit about Keep It Simple self-defense. See, I was one of those little kids that was really shy and just scared of everything. And I pretty much was that way until, God, I was 30, and I discovered martial arts. And what that did for me, and confidence, and being assured with myself. And I encouraged martial arts for anybody, at least give it a try. But not everybody has the time. Well, recent events have made me really want to get the message of self-defense out there, and you don't really need to know a lot about martial arts to really protect yourself out there. A lot of stuff is basic common sense, just being aware, having an attitude that presents yourself as not a victim. So what we're going to get into in these segments is some basic things like attitude and awareness, sisterhood/brotherhood, having each other's back, protecting each other, how important it is to tell if you have a situation. You've got to let people know that this person that was a problem for you is a threat to everybody. We'll be talking to a lot of experts, people from the police department, hopefully some psychologists, about all the aspects involved in protecting yourself and what you can do if you've come into this unfortunate situation. We'll also be in the field showing you basic techniques, targets, parts of your body to use as a weapon. And I'll have my friend Pat, who's an expert of taking anything you have in your pocket and making a weapon out of it. So I'm Kelly, and join me for K.I.S.S.D. Keep It Simple Self-Defense. Be smart, live safe. I'm Kelly for That's So Gay Live, and welcome to the very first segment of Keep It Simple Self-Defense. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm a 47-year-old mom who happens to have a 3rd-degree black belt in Tae Kwon Do. My training also included Judo, Jujitsu, Hapkito, Akido, and Karate. So I have a lot of self-defense knowledge crammed in this little bean head of mine. And until just a few months ago, that knowledge was pretty much just for me. And then Chelsea Keene went for a run and didn't come home. I'm gonna cry. That story hit really close to home for me. My son's girlfriend, who I absolutely adore, ran cross country with Chelsea. And as I watched that whole horrible week unfold and saw the anguish of her parents, I just couldn't help thinking that it could have been his girlfriend. It could have been any girl. And Chelsea didn't do anything wrong. She went for a run, for God's sakes. She should have been okay to do that. But unfortunately, our society isn't always able to protect us from our monsters. And that's what this segment is all about, taking responsibility for your own physical well-being. So, I know a lot of you have one of these, your cell phone, and you think, well, if I have this, I'm going to be good. But the problem is, even under the best circumstance, that you have full bars, you get a connection immediately, they answer, you're able to tell them exactly where you are and what your problem is, they have someone available and get them sent to you, it's still going to be several minutes. And when you're in trouble, a second can seem like an eternity. So you have to know what to do to avoid trouble, to buy yourself some time, and to get away if you have to. And that's what we're going to get into. So the very first thing I need to tell you about self-defense, 90% of the game, is awareness. Just being aware of your surroundings can save you from so much. Now, I learned my lesson in awareness early on. God, I was about 20 years old, living in Phoenix, on my way to a party, and I stopped at a grocery store to pick something up, probably a bottle of Riunite Bianca, because I'm very sophisticated at that age. So the parking lot was poorly lit, and there were only about a dozen cars or so, and they were all kind of clumped up by the front door. I pulled up into between two spots and between two other cars, and there was another car directly in front of me. And it were 4 men. It was a small car. And there was these 4 guys crammed in this car, and they were all looking at me with this kind of funny expression on their face. But, you know, hey, I didn't have time to really worry about it. I'm on my way to a party. So I buzzed into the store, got whatever I was getting, and came back out. When I got back in my car, I noticed that the guy that had been in the right passenger seat was sliding right back into the seat. And I thought it was a little weird because I hadn't seen him outside the car. But again, I'm on my way to a party. I had things to do, and I got out of there. It wasn't until the next morning when I realized what had happened. My license plates were gone, and the whole thing made sense. These guys had set up a perfect little trap. They had left one spot open, where they would be concealed by the poorly lit parking lot and the other cars from anybody seeing them. And they just merely sat and waited for me to wander in, totally clueless, and they got my plates. I had been damn lucky that all they wanted were my plates because I was the perfect victim. These guys could have done anything. So, what I want you to learn is awareness. I'm going to give you an assignment. Sometime in the next 24 hours, I want you to find yourself in a public place. You could be meeting a friend, grocery shopping, just taking a walk, whatever. But be in a public place, and for 5 minutes, really be aware of what's going on around you. Pay attention. No matter what you're doing, be aware of the people and what's going on, what cars are passing by. And keep doing that for the next week. And when we get back again, we'll talk a little bit more about awareness, and we'll get into some other things with self-defense. So, that was the very first segment of Keep It Simple Self-Defense. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'm Kelly, and be smart, live safe.